Um, Good morning to everyone, and good morning to my professor, Captain Peter Iparagire. Um, Today, I'm gonna report the principles, Archimedes principles of flotation. So, without further ado, let's start. So, Archimedes principles of flotation, presented by Justin Vincent Pador from MT1D. The Archimedes principle states that any object wholly or partially immersed in a fluid experience an upward force equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by it. So Archimedes principle, it is a physical law of buoyancy discovered by the ancient Greek mathematician and inventor Archimedes, stating that any body completely or partially submerged in a fluid at rest is acted upon by an upward or buoyant force, the magnitude of which is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the body. The volume of displaced fluid is equivalent to the volume of an object that is fully immersed in a fluid, or to that fraction of the volume below the surface for an object partially submerged in a liquid. The weight of the displaced portion of the fluid is equivalent to the magnitude of buoyant force. Um, Here, this is a picture showing that when an object enters the water, it pushes out the water to make space for itself. The object pushes out the volume of the water. That is equal to its volume. Here, in the second picture, a body sinks when it weighs more than the fluid it displaces. And for the third picture, a body remains in equilibrium when it weighs the same as the fluid it displaces. By the way, this is called displacement. So um, we witness displacement when here's an example of a baby taking a bath. We are witnessing a displacement um, when we put our baby into the bathtub. The water pushes out because of the weight of the baby. So next is, what is buoyancy? So buoyancy is the weight of the ship acts through the ship's center of gravity. It is counteracted by buoyancy, the force of displaced water, which acts upward through a center of buoyancy. When a ship is upright, at the left picture, the forces are in direct opposition. And when the ship heels in the right picture, the buoyancy shifts to the low side here. And buoyancy then acts through the metacenter upward. So a point on the ship's center line above G. And that is the Archimedes principles of flotation, or why the ship floats. Thank you. And I miss you, Sir Peter. I'm gonna stop the recording. How to stop the recording? Thank you, sir. Love you, sir.